multilingual dictionary preparation for Sri Lankan needs. I have been doing this research work almost 5 years. As a basic, the results of my studies, I would like to introduce the basic findings in the research process. I have done this research almost 5 years, and then I found in almost 2010, following the end of Sri Lankan conflict called government and Tamil separatists in 2009, the government in power that period appointed the Lesson Learned and Reconciliation Commission to investigate the reasons for the failure of the nation's harmony and peaceful coexistence among its different communities, and to make some recommendations to prevent any such failure in the future. Having recognized the visual role that language could play a sustainable development and in fostering harmony and peaceful coexistence among the different communities in the country, it was recommended by the LLRC, that is called Lessons Learned and Reconciliation Commission, that Sri Lanka should move towards a trilingual language policy. This policy is also playing a significant role in preparing foreign language dictionaries, such as Chinese multilingual dictionaries, to propagate Chinese language education in Sri Lanka. Further, globalization has increased the value of multilingualism, and preparing multilingual dictionaries has an added value. Past research showed that the Chinese language learning and teaching process in Sri Lanka is not much developed and is not a very student-friendly education process in Sri Lanka. This study aimed at developing a multilingual picture dictionary as a media to support literary in Chinese language learning for beginners in Sri Lanka. The methodology I applied here used mixed method to design and development model, which is innovated by myself, analysis, design, development, and finalizing. In the beginning of 21st century, Chinese and Sri Lankan scholars began to compose Chinese singular bilingual dictionaries, but those dictionaries were not advanced enough and learner-friendly. Also did not offer students other local language options. As a result of this research, it is found that there are only 5 Chinese dictionaries published up to date in China or in Sri Lanka for the purpose of Sri Lankan needs. Chinese multilingual dictionaries with different languages such as Sinhala, Tamil, and English language meaning of the same concept are not very common to the local Sinhala and Tamil language users in Sri Lanka even now. This situation poses barrier to the development of Sinhala, Tamil, English, and Chinese language-based communication. Sinhala dominant society needs more efficient Chinese dictionaries to carry out positive activities in the process of socio-cultural, academic, and political aspects. To fulfill these requirements, there must at least be preliminary studies conducted on preparing modern Chinese dictionaries for the local needs. The results of the past research work show that Chinese language learning and teaching process is not much developed and is not a very student-friendly education process here in our country, in Sri Lanka. One of the reasons is the lack of suitable Chinese multilingual dictionaries or with Sinhala, Tamil, and English, meaning for the local needs. Typical Chinese monolingual dictionaries are not suitable for the Sri Lankans, though they may contain certain Chinese explanation for keywords. You know that many of Chinese monolingual dictionaries offer only Chinese explanations. So for the local people in Sri Lanka, are not convenient. I mean, those dictionaries. Sri Lankans would prefer Chinese multilingual dictionaries, which with Sinhala, English, and Tamil definitions, as such dictionaries are more useful. On the other hand, previous research indicated that picture dictionaries can be used effectively as supplementary material in main lessons. It showed that there was an increase in positive responses in the teaching learning process of vocabulary through pictures as a medium, and it also showed that the students were motivated in teaching learning process owing the implementation of pictures. For example, this is a suggested dictionary. For example, we chose 1,000 most common used Chinese words. And then, for example, the first one is Ai. Ai means aunt, or in Sinhala, Ananda. So we can give in trilingual words in the same position with a picture. So if you want to know a Chinese word in Sinhala, Tamil, or in English, we can offer you in this way. We can offer you the the explanation in any of those languages. In also with Chinese example, but with a picture. For example, you see here, number 4, I means love. Adare karana. Mama wo aini. That means mother, I love you. Or otherwise, like do something. I mean, so we can show a picture. In the same time, we can offer 3 of language definitions in Sinhala, English, and Tamil. Then the student can understand the meaning of Chinese word easily. So this is my method to prepare the Chinese dictionaries for local needs. In this research, a critical evaluation of 5 Sri Lankan Chinese bilingual dictionaries have been attempted. It is a well-known fact that a single dictionary cannot fulfill the needs of everyone. Further, it is not possible to judge multilingual dictionaries from a single perspective. However, the users expect to find the words that they are looking for, and therefore, at least the most common words of the language should be included and correctly explained in different languages. As any other dictionary, the multilingual picture dictionary should also be a product of high lexicographical graphic achievement in Chinese language study. Since this study only involved 2 basic aspects of Chinese Sinhala multilingual dictionaries, Chinese, Sinhala, Tamil, and English, further studies are needed to get more valid results that can be generalized for the benefit of Chinese language learners. So, in this conclusion, I would like to tell all the scholars that we have been teaching Chinese language for almost more than 50 years in Sri Lanka, from early 70s to 2026. So now still we have to develop vast area in Chinese education. Especially we have already introduced Chinese language for ordinary level school students and advanced level school students, and also in the university sector we have special degree in Chinese language in University of Kelaniya, University of Sri Jawatanapura, and University of Colombo University also. So we have a certain amount of students who are studying Chinese for the university degree level. Still, we have to develop our educational sector, especially dictionaries and textbooks and other teaching materials. So I hope that I can improve Chinese language education in this, at least in this way also, because it's just important thing that we have to know, we have to have some more practically, we need some more educational equipment, especially dictionaries and other local teaching materials in order to develop Chinese education in Sri Lanka. So thank you very much for attending my presentation. And if you have any questions, please feel free to raise your questions. And once again, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor. From our scientific reviewers, they made few things. They asked me to clarify with you the few things. First, they will they review the abstract, because we received only the abstract. So you mentioned the research was 5 years conducted research.
Yes.
That means it is still ongoing research, or it is the research was completed.
Completed. Yes.
Okay.
This is the now you can see my result should be, this is my result that
Okay.
preparing. Yes. Yes.
Okay. And they asked how it is qualitative or quantitative. Then what kind of sample you use, what kind of people interviewed, and questionnaire you developed, what kind of
Yes,
sample you
I,
target the.
I, I, I basically based on the dictionary. So I have focused on this is a literary, especially literary
Yes,
research.
literal
So
research. Yes.
yes, I just based on 5 local Sri Lankan Chinese dictionaries. I just
Okay.
went through those specified dictionaries, and I found some. And I gave some first year students the beneficiaries or the advantages or disadvantages of those dictionaries. So then they form some results as with their opinions. I found that those students are basically facing many difficulties using dictionaries. So I had randomly chose 50 students in among first year students.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And they expect those details, the dictionary details, what kind of dictionaries use, and
That's right.
there's things to include in the paper or abstract, because they have an idea about the literature, what kind of literature you referred. So they asked
Okay.
to even include that things. And
Okay.
finally, they need to clarify the limitation. What kind of limitation in Sri Lankan context you faced to doing this kind of research?
Research. Yes.
Yes.
Especially, um, I think that I found some difficulties, especially not like limitations, but because we do not have a Chinese speaking community in our country. So for our students, Chinese is a foreign language. So when we focus on their what they need. I found that most of students have no idea about what they are going to do in the process of Chinese language teaching and studying, because they for them it's a foreign language. So anything when they face, they just try to think that this is the way we study. So I have to ask them, no, you have to think about how to study a foreign language. So I found that the most of our students have very limited skills of studying a foreign language, especially I mean because they have been studying English for almost 10 to 13 years, but none of them, most of them were not studying a foreign language in school. But after that, when they come to the universities, they choose a foreign language. I mean, so that's the thing, and it's a bit difficult to introduce foreign language, to get more detail from our students about the foreign language studies.
Okay, that means the facilities and teaching facilities not yet
Yeah.
in the schools in Sri Lanka.
Yes.
That's the
Yes.
situation. And
Yes.
when they suggest after finishing this dictionary
Yeah.
for your next level, in the based on this image
Yeah.
and three languages discussion to
Mm.
the people,
Uh,
how what kind of response the users, the dictionary users, what kind of
mm.
response they develop, they give. They are more, they have more facilities to use in this book to improve their language, or what kind of similarity they, what kind of benefit they received from
Yeah.
this book. That's
Okay.
they ask the some kind of
Okay.
thing, if you can develop a research, what kind of
I-
thing based on this, because this kind of uh, dictionary development is not a easy task. That's why they ask to the
Exactly.
next level, what your
Exactly.
output they, because they told they can do anything, can do, anyone, someone develop the dictionary, but the output, it's the main case, because the development,
Exactly.
and also if you have time and all, please, they asked me to please make the research, and for the 1 year after next year, if you
Yeah.
have any chance,
Okay.
you can give us to present our next conference in future education conference or related one. So
Okay.
that kind of suggestions they give me.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Yeah, it's a very well developed idea actually, because they have found maybe some who go went through this my abstract found some exactly they definitely found some special thing, because in the world we have picture dictionaries. Picture dictionary means in a picture the picture describes a kind of material or a kind of situation or a kind of tool or something else. But here, this is not exactly picture dictionary. This is a dictionary, I mean, normal dictionary with pictures that the in the same they can understand the meaning of the word with languages in the same time with pictures. So this is the only I did not find in the world. I was looking, I was researching, I was searching so many universities and other libraries. Is there any kind of dictionary like this? But still, up to now, I could not able to find any dictionary like this. So I think this is the very newest idea about preparing dictionaries. I think that this will help students, and I also wish to give students and get the another next level reaction or their the students' feedback in future. Thank you.